So now this roadmap applies to any country in which you are studying. Okay. When do you need to start preparing? This is the timeline wala roadmap. The next roadmap is on what you need to do, like what skills and all of that you need. Okay. So step one, what obviously you have to work out when do you need to get the job, right? So you all have to think about this, that if I'm in first year, second year, third year, fifth year, or I'm a young graduate, okay, when do I want the job? Okay, a lot of you may say now, and if you want the job now, then you need to start preparing now, right? So but fix the time, that by when you want the job maximum. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, what's the time? If you're a student, obviously you will have a certain time limit. If you're in second year, you'll not get a job right now, but you have to make the pathway for it, so that by end of fourth year you can get a job. If you are working as a lawyer, you must target that next 6 months to 12 months I must get the job. Otherwise, otherwise this will, you will only be a wish, it will not be a reality. Okay. So now let's look at it step by step. If you're a law student, think about the penultimate year. What is penultimate year? Second last year, meaning fourth year in a 5 year course, second year in a 3 year course. Okay. That's when you want to get your PPO, okay, your job offer. Okay. Now, this is the end of year for 3 year law students, it is year two. Okay. So I know there are people from different countries here. In some places, you get a degree in 3, 4, or 5 years. Do the math for your system. Now you need to get a job offer latest by that time in most places around the world, and definitely so in India. Like you take an example even of the UK Magic Circle firms. There also you will need, by fourth year, they will give you a training contract. After your vacation scheme is over, they give you a training contract. Okay, so this is the standard model everywhere. If you don't, now what happens if you don't manage to crack this job? You will be competing for very few jobs because the best jobs would have gone. So you don't have the best jobs available to you. Okay. So you are competing for leftovers, and these are like not the best jobs. So they are bad leftovers. And still there's a lot of competition. Okay. And some of you who have crossed this phase, how many of you realize this right now, that this is happening to me? Say yes if you just realized this. Okay. This may have happened, and after this time it gets harder to get a job, because there are very few jobs left. Okay. And this is where all the resignation sets in. So your first step is going to be that if I decide I want a job by fourth year, I am going to start right now, so that this should never happen to me. At all costs, this should never happen to me. Right? Why are all the jobs gone by the market? Why am I saying fourth year? Why are all the jobs gone away from like in that time? The top law schools at the end of their fourth year have their day zero. What is day zero? How many of you know what is day zero? Day zero is the time when all the law firms or the top law firms will come to recruit law students, okay, from that college. Okay, the best jobs will be gone on that day. Maybe 20, 30, 40 people. Sometimes the whole batch of an NLS or an ALSAR or an NUJS could be recruited, or 50%, 60% of the people would have been recruited. Okay, this practice is the same everywhere. Now this point is already too late for you to do much. Now most people realize कि हमको corporate law करना है, या हमको we want to do M&A by end of third year. Okay, and which is why they miss this bus. Okay, if you are a lawyer, so this is what should not happen. This is step one. Keep this in mind. If you're a lawyer looking for a job, same process. How soon do you want to make the move? You don't have 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You don't have that, right? So what are you going to do? You have to set a hard stop. 6 months to 12 months. No way more than 12 months. Okay. And I would say keep it at 6 months. The remaining 6 months is buffer for bad luck. Okay. Under no circumstances more than 12 months. If things go as planned, 6 months. If you are lucky, faster than 6 months. Okay. So all the law graduates here, why don't you declare? कि when do you want to get your job? Okay, anybody who wants to move to a law firm from litigation, or you are looking for jobs, you've graduated, let's have a clear commitment from you for yourself. Okay, this requires you to pay nothing, take up nothing, right? So write on chat how much time you want your job in. Very good, Ami. Good. Very good. 2 years is too long a time. 2 months is good, ambitious, but you need some stroke of luck. So you need to start preparing accordingly. And luck will come for those people who are prepared. Okay. Very good. So is this new for you? Is this commitment? Something is new for you, right? You're committing to yourself for the first time, that you're setting a timeline. Pehle to whatever is happening, I'm looking for jobs, keeps on going on, right? Now it requires a year at least of focused work to get your dream opportunities. Step 2, start working backwards. Now you have your outer deadline. Now work backwards from when you need to get a job and figure out what it takes. We'll tell you what it takes, okay? So we'll give you the steps to what it takes. But I'll show you what working out backwards means. How many of you know what it means to work backwards? Okay. We will get to lawyers later. Let's first deal with law students step by step, right? One by one. Okay. So, how should law students prepare for this? We already said end of fourth year, you must have your job. Okay. In the first half of fifth year, worst case scenario, if everything goes wrong, first half of fifth year. Okay. And if that also doesn't work, you still have the second half to do some last minute efforts. Under no circumstance you're graduating jobless. Now you go back from there. Don't go forward from today. Always go backward from your goal. Don't go forward from where you are at. You will end up at random places. And if you're already looking for jobs for more than 3 months, I can have a bet with you that you are landing up at random places. Nothing happens with COVID. Okay. Same opportunities, results are available. I'll show you the data in a bit. In your fourth year, you need to do at least 2 assessment internships and 1 or 2 callback internships. So internships have a hierarchy. One is a regular internship. Another is callback internship. What is a callback internship? They liked your work so much. They said, hey, why don't you come back for another internship with us? Okay. That's a callback internship. You do that callback internship and they like your work again. Then what happens? They'll say, hey, why don't you do an assessment internship? We will hire for our next 2 years ka batch in 2023 hiring ke liye. Why don't you do an assessment internship in 2022? Okay, you just finished something in 2021. Okay, I'm giving you an example. So that is what you want. And you can ask for it, but you have to do well at the first internship that you get. And why are we giving you 2 assessment internships? Most people have 0 or 1 assessment internship. If it's 0, obviously there's no chance. If it's 1, then unless they hit bullseye, they will be left with no chance. If they miss the bullseye, they are equal to somebody who has 0 chance. Okay. So you don't want 0 chance. You want at least a 50% chance in fourth year. Correct?
An assessment internship is an internship where it is agreed between you and the employer that if you do well, you will get absorbed as a full-time person. That is an assessment internship. All top law firms, even smaller law firms, all law firms give assessment internship. It is not
It's
a
not a
PPO,
PPO.
it is a pathway to a PPO. It is, see, you get assessment internship after 1 or 2 very successful internship. They say, okay, this is an assessment internship. If you do well, you will get a job with us. So that is the final and trial internship where they are going to closely scrutinize you and see if you are good enough to be hired. And that is the most critical internship. But to get there also, first you have to do other internships, most probably. Okay. And if you do well in the assessment internship, then you get a PPO. That's correct.
So if you have 2 assessment internships, you have 2 options, right? You have 2 chances. This is giving yourself 2 chances. You must give yourself some chances, right? Okay. Now the next category of internship is callback internship. I gave you example, correct? You get your first internship, do well, get a callback internship, go there, do well. apply for an assessment internship. If the recruiter agrees, they will give you an assessment internship. Okay, so what are you doing from your first internship onwards is laying the path for callback and for assessment internship. Okay, callback internships will have to be converted there. So if you are interning 3 times at a good law firm, okay, imagine this, most people intern once at a good law firm. Sometimes this is because of reference, okay, and sometimes or a lot of times they don't get any work in that internship. How many of you have had that experience? How many of you know friends who've had that experience?
Yeah. So people are thinking, oh, I got one internship in this law firm. That is not enough. How are you? You have to get called back and then get an assessment internship. Otherwise, it's not enough, right? And you have to do really awesome performance in the first internship to get a callback. Do you know how many people get a callback internship? Very, very. It's like, at a time there are maybe 50 people interning in a big law firm, or 20 people, or 10, even less than 1% people get a callback internship. So imagine, like, even if it is 1%, or even if it is 10% or 5%, it is very less, right? It's not easy to get a callback internship. You have to really, really stand out. How are you going to stand out? You have to be like, just think about it. Every year, how many people are they hiring? They're hiring really few. So callback internships are also really, but people are taking hundreds of interns, right? If you look at a big law firm, they are taking 100 interns a month, and then around the year, so that's like more than 1,000 interns. And how many jobs do they have? Maybe 10, maybe 20, hardly. So callback internships are really rare. How are you going to get that callback internship, right?
Now, how can experienced lawyers prepare to get into corporate transactional work from other areas of practice? If you are already a qualified lawyer, you know time is less. You will have more pressure. You may have some existing clients to work on. You may have pressure from parents. Lot of things will happen. Okay, so you have to take massive action immediately to get on the path to securing a job in the next 3 months. Okay, so you have to get on that path. It is not ki array I am doing a lot of things now, suddenly I'll get it. No, you have to do specific things to be ready to get on that path. So in 3 months, if you're on the path, then what will happen? You will apply for those interviews. You will go for some interviews. You may get rejected in some, and you will make it through one or two. Right? This is the example I was sharing of Apurva. That in 3 months she got ready to get to get interview calls, right? And she sat for 2 interviews where earlier she was getting no response to her applications. Large law firms that pay the best salaries don't hire transactional lawyers from other practice areas. They don't hire even like, so if you're a litigator, you're a criminal litigator, or you work in NCLT, you won't get into the corporate transactions practice unless you have a way to prove your mettle. And you can't say I do NCLT work and I do so well at it. I do civil litigation and arbitration, I do so well at it. Now I want to move to M&A, so I must get a chance. It won't happen. Okay, so you need to start learning, building your skills, your track record, and I'll explain each of these points. Okay, your network, many more things in the area of the corporate law firm, the corporate M&A transactions. Okay, you may want to take assistance from mentors and coaches to accelerate this process, because time is less. You don't want to make mistakes. If even 3 months of delay will cost you a lot in terms of money, morale, self-confidence, right? So you want to reduce chances of mistakes, and they are very costly if you make mistakes, depending on where you are today. So if you do all the work now, what is the timeline you are going to keep a horizon of 3 months to 12 months. Even if you are in fourth, fifth year, you have graduated, are you willing to do that? You're saying you're demotivated. Okay, now I'm saying something simple. Do you have 3 months to 12 months to give it everything you've got? I'll come to how to do it, but do you have this much time? Say yes or say no. Say I'm so demotivated that I will not take it, do anything. Say something, okay?
How many months are you ready to give? Okay, proper dedicated work every day for 2 hours. That's it. How many months you're ready to give?
After 3 months, what will happen? You'll fizzle out. After 6 months, you'll fizzle out.
The right answer is as much as it takes. And Shams Rizvi has said that. As much as it takes. Yeah. That is the right answer, but it won't take. Some people, I really don't know how much time will you take. If you are in a good place, maybe you'll take 3 months. Some people may take 4 months, some people 6 months, some people 12 months, maybe someone will take 2 years. Yeah, but I have, in our experience, most of our students are able to get it anywhere between 3 to 12 months. That is why we'll recommend that you have that much in mind, that it might take maximum 1 year, right? 1 year of dedicated hard work, even tier one, if not tier one, at least a good boutique law firm, definitely possible, right? And anywhere in the world, I can tell you with challenge that anywhere in the world, in London, in US, in Nigeria, doesn't matter.